Hi everyone. Today is day 15, I think. I'm so tired. I'm so tired I don't even want to hold up the phone to do my vlog. I just felt like I could sleep all day. Excuse me, since I woke up this morning. I'm officially on vacation. Woohoo! I'm not going to Paris. I had taken this week off on vacation anyway. Just didn't think I'd be, planning all the things I'm planning. But I'm just so tired. Today, I say it's day 15 because that was when I had the biopsy done, and it was the first time I was told that I have cancer, but it was like official when they called me, which was exactly two Fridays ago. Today's Friday, so it was 2 weeks ago Friday at 5 o'clock, or shortly after 5, when they told me that the pathology came back malignant. So while, it was technically day 15, it's like 2 Fridays ago, which is just so weird, like how much has happened in 2 weeks. Like they say time flies, but the past 2 weeks seems like it's been like 3 months with the amount of stuff that I've gotten done and the amount of stuff that's just happened. And I'm exhausted. I'm so tired. And I want to keep these videos as real as possible. And this morning, I'm like, maybe I'll just vlog in the morning because I'm just tired. And I didn't because I was tired. And then I worked, and then I had yet another doctor appointment, this one virtual, and then it was just like one thing after the next. And then I'm like, the day's over. It's like 11 o'clock p.m. right now. I need to go to sleep and sleep in a bit tomorrow. I'm getting my hair cut tomorrow. Super happy. As you can tell, I did my roots myself last time. My hair is like super long. Part of that's because of COVID and me being leery about being with other people. But today, I had an appointment today with a social worker that works with the cancer center. And one of the things I'm grateful for is that they even have these options, that there is a social worker, and there is this psychologist, and there is the PACT team, and all these different people together to help. And I'm just so happy with them having my back. Although I didn't have the best experience with the plastic surgeon, fast forward, the nurse called me yesterday. I have an appointment with another plastic surgeon, not this week, coming up the next week, which seems kind of late to me, but they're not going to let things like pause just because that's when the appointment was. I did book a little trip for myself, very short, like 2 nights. So my vlogs, I'm not like posting, I'm not even taking my phone out while I'm away. Like those days are sacred to me. And even though I've been very punctual, even like it's 11 o'clock, it's not midnight yet, let me just do the vlog right now because I'm tired and get to sleep. I hope I don't wake up at 4 a.m. when the birds start chirping. I used to love birds, but when they chirp at 4 a.m., it's like, that like the sun's coming up, and it's like, stop chirping and let me sleep. Anyway, the social worker appointment went really well. And communication went well too, because she asked if I wanted to share like what was going on with me, or if I wanted her to explain what her role was. And I asked her to explain her role because that would kind of dictate how I would share. I'm not going to complain to her about something that she can't do anything about. So it was nice that she phrased it that way. And honestly, almost 30 seconds after she said it, I forgot what she said she even focused on. I was writing things down, but then I tend to not even look at it after. Voice memos, I've been keeping a note or notes about things that I want to mention during my vlogs, and one of them was voice memos. And I'm so tired I can't remember if I brought it up or not. But if I have, you're hearing it again, and if I didn't, then just know that it is a choice that you can ask your doctors, or anyone for that matter, to use voice memos on your phone to record the appointments. That way you can go back and listen to them. And I've done that for like professional conferences and things, and I never go back and actually listen to them. With the breast surgeon appointment, I did go back and listen, because after a while you just get numb from the information and you forget stuff, and it was helpful to hear it again just to re-inform me. Needless to say, I've not listened to the plastic surgeon appointment because I want to forget that that really happened. I think I said yesterday that I had spoken with my vascular doctor who's at MGH, and he was very empowering and made it quite clear that, you know, he's part of my care team with all this stuff. And, you know, every day, it's actually ironic because today I'm wearing my Cleveland Marathon shirt, and when I had the appointment with the social worker, she's like, "Oh, did you run in the marathon?" And I'm like, "No." If you look at the small print, it says crew. Like, I handed out bananas and water and things to to the people that were running the marathon. But no, I'm not a marathon runner. And I give tremendous, if any of you have never been part of that before, volunteering at a marathon is such an amazing experience. I had signed up for the tail end of it, and it was in Cleveland. FMD, Society of America, has an annual meeting in Cleveland, and the last one that I went to is when I volunteered for the marathon, or to help with the marathon. The Cleveland Clinic is one of like the key places for FMD studying and research, which is why it's in, you know, they do the meeting in Cleveland. But to watch these people like cross the finish line, and you see just them exhausted or like empowered. And I remember the last group of people that crossed over the year that I went, which I can't remember. I'm sure. What does that say? Does it have a year? 2019, before the pandemic. It was a father, or an adult and his father. And his father was elderly, but he ran the marathon so many times. And to see the two of them, like father and son, cross the finish line together was so empowering. And then having the opportunity as a volunteer to put the, you know, the medal around their neck was like unbelievable. So it's just a very intense experience to watch in an empowering way, and in a way that, you know, we realize the intensity of like what it takes to run a marathon. Anyway, I digress. So let's move back. I got a referral to a different plastic surgeon. We'll have that meeting. They are tentatively still keeping the surgery date the same, but it might get pushed back a little bit depending on how things go with the plastic surgeon. I really, really, really hope that I click with him. It's a guy, but to me, it doesn't matter if it's, you know, the doctor's male or female. I don't really care. As long as they do a good job, a great job, a phenomenal job, you know, the sex of the person doesn't make a difference to me. And my gut has a good feeling about this one. Not because I want to get it over with. It's just, I did some research about him. Even based on his name, I don't know. I have a better feeling about this one. And I'm more informed because of the things I asked in the first plastic surgeon appointment, that I know things to ask, you know, based on that. So we'll see how that goes. I'll pray that it all goes well and that I click and, we can figure out what to do. But I was saying how reactive I was after that first plastic surgeon appointment. And I'm not going to be hard on myself about that because I just didn't have the information. And one of the things I wanted to bring up today was like not having information. Knowledge is power. In the same way, not having information doesn't give you power. They say ignorance is bliss, but not when it comes to this kind of thing. You need to have the information so that you understand. And, doctors need to have information about you so that they understand. And you need to, inform them as to what's going on. And it's okay if you don't know. I'm just finding out now as I'm asking more family members about what history there is of cancer in my family. And there's, a much bigger history than I even had known, which is, intriguing. I don't really make it to mean anything, but certainly something that the doctor should know about. So voice memo is definitely something to use as an option for you if you're going to any appointment to record it, but make sure that you ask permission first. And then, not having knowledge does leave you disempowered when it comes to this kind of thing. Something that this social worker said to me, she was super helpful. They're just so great at Newton Wellesley. Like, you're so not alone with all of this, and it's such a nice feeling. Like, this morning I woke up, I was so tired. I knew I had a bunch of stuff to do today. It's Friday, the end of the work week. There's just a lot to get done. And right now is the busiest time of year for me for work because of finances with the fiscal year ending in July. So I have a lot of reports that are due. So I was too tired this morning, and I said, as much as people are offering help, I'm like, what I really wanted was someone to just like curl up behind me and just, curl into the fetal position and just have someone like tell me it's all going to be okay. And there's no one to tell me that. So, I was still a little bit upset this morning, curious about the social work appointment, very, very happy with how it ended. And one of the things that she noticed as I was speaking was all the worries that I have, and that I'm thinking like 20 steps ahead of where I need to be thinking. And, as a parent, you plan, you have to think about that. And even for myself, I like to have a heads up as to what to expect so I can prepare. Part of that right now is like it's the weekend, so I want to order stuff on Amazon. Random things I'll throw out of things to purchase. Like I have to get bras that clasp in the front somehow because I won't be able to. I'll have like T-Rex arms because I won't be able to. Like, hi, I'm waving. I'll have T-Rex arms that I won't be able to like lift my. Actually, now I can't, but that's mostly because of my shoulder. You can't lift your hands above your head. Bad tennis playing. So and shirts too. I have to get shirts that close in the front, like button or whatever, so I'm not lifting shirts over my head. Those are things I wouldn't have thought about if I hadn't reached out to people that have had breast cancer and they've told me that you're going to need those things. I also found out good news, like even financially, about how it works with taking time off of work. Found out, because I have FMD, there is an added, part, I guess, to the surgery. And I think they're pushing, it seems like it's going to happen that I can stay overnight. I don't think I'll need to stay 2 nights because they don't typically do that. Now it is mostly a day surgery thing. For me, I think, I might have said this before, but it's a 6-hour surgery for the double mastectomy, and then whatever ends up happening for the reconstruction. My gut says that they're going to use still use expanders for, whoever the other plastic surgeon is, and then let me heal from that before they put something permanent in. It was funny, I had the brain fog yesterday. I'm having it a little bit right now because I'm just tired and I have to shut down. But it's funny, I'm like, oh, it'll come back around. I still have no idea what the point was that I was trying to make in yesterday's vlog. Like, I don't even remember. I kept trying to think about it, and I'm like, there was something there. I put something in the description, I think, of what I remembered, but still didn't remember what the point was. Moving along. So yeah, I think staying overnight one night seems like a high probability that that's going to happen. And typically you wouldn't stay 2 nights because unless something's like really wrong, you don't typically stay 2 nights. And that there is an option for a nurse to come to to my home and change out my drains and even bathe me. Makes you sound like I'm like a toddler or whatever. But again, you can't move your arms and you can't get the drains wet, so you can't do it yourself. And you need somebody else to do it for you. And even asking a friend to do that is something that you can't unsee. And I think, and they said too, it just crosses a line with like, not that your friends wouldn't do that for you, but it's something that you can't unexperience. And, yeah, just too much of a line to cross in a friendship. And I'm not saying that for me. I'm sure I have friends that would be more than happy to sponge bathe me and make it kind of humorous. But, if there's an option for a nurse to come twice a week for like 2 weeks or something to do that until I can do it myself, then absolutely I'll take them up on it. Also with hair tomorrow. So get used to it while you can. Tomorrow when I'm getting my hair cut, thank gosh. Well, I never say thank gosh. But I'm getting my hair cut in the morning tomorrow, so that'll be really nice just to feel done up. Tomorrow, I'll put a little plug in. Tomorrow's vlog, I will have nice hair. I will have my contacts in. I'm going out for dinner with 3 awesome friends. And I'll actually be like dressed nice with makeup on. Just for you guys and gals and everyone, I will get dolled up with makeup and the whole 9 just so you can see what I look like when I am not half falling asleep like this. So many of my vlogs, I'm just like, no makeup on. I could have like food in my teeth for all I know. I'm just putting it all out there. But tomorrow you can see what I look like when I do myself up. So I'll save that special thing just for you. Other things purchasing, which again, if you're going through this yourself, things to think of. I do have a TV in my room. I don't watch it very frequently. I'm mostly out in my living room when I watch TV. But there's not a lot of TV shows that I watch that I have Amazon Prime, and I do watch Prime movies quite a lot, and they're all really good. So, but my TV in there is not a smart TV. So I'm going to order like a Fire Stick or something so I can watch Prime from that TV. They're not that expensive at all. And it's just like something to treat myself with. I'll talk more about my vacation after I get back, because I never like saying, hey, I'm going on vacation, One of my friends came this morning to help me move furniture because my carpet's buckling. And I found out, I thought they were going to actually fix it today, but it turns out they have to hire some other company to do it, where originally they told me they would do it themselves, and the company can't come until like, I don't know, almost a week from now. And I'm like, that stinks. I'm not even going to be home. But my friend's going to stop by, and she said after they finished the work, she'd come by and put all the furniture back the way that it was. And she's super like do-it-yourself or handy, and a great friend for many reasons. We have a lot in common. And she said she'd put it all back for me, so when I got home from my trip, everything would look like what it looked like before. She'll rehook up my TV and, get all the wiring right, whatever. I do still own a VCR, which she found amusing. Get all that stuff hooked up so everything's in the right spots. So it'll be nice to come home and actually have like fixed carpeting and all my stuff back in its place, which is nice. Just, my friends have been amazing. I had a friend come over tonight. She just, COVID's still going on, so I'm still leery about being around people. I don't have a lot of people in my apartment usually. And there was, I don't even know what today's date is, July 20, I don't even know, 25th? Something like that. It's the end of July 2021, and COVID is still around. And while a lot of people are vaccinated, I got an email today. I talked about that I played tennis. The club where I play, there was I think it was a kid, just someone that tested positive for COVID, and they were vaccinated. And there are variants that are around, which I'm pretty sure is how one of the variants is how I got COVID. I don't know that for sure. I just feel like that's the case given the timing. And then we got an email from the superintendent of our school saying that there was a middle school student who tested positive for COVID. Didn't say whether they were vaccinated or not. I don't think you legally can do that with schools. But it's not gone. And I don't know if that middle school kid is the same kid as the one that tested positive at the tennis place. But it's not gone yet. So like above and, all the other stuff with the cancer stuff, I can't just say, oh yeah, all my friends can come over and hang out. I'm not comfortable with that. I'm wearing my mask again, even though I am fully vaccinated. I'm wearing it more now because I don't want to get sick before surgery. They will do a COVID test a few days before, and I want to make sure everything goes off great, because if I test positive for COVID, even if I don't show symptoms, that's going to push my surgery back 10 days, 2 weeks. I don't want that to happen. So I need to be careful. So my friend that came over tonight was just totally haphazard, which is, for me, usually my most fun experiences are the ones that are haphazard and not planned. And I was having a glass of wine watching South Park. Oh no, I was watching Jersey Shore. I watch great TV. They make me laugh. She asked me something like, what can she do to help or whatever? And I can't remember. It's like the telltale thing that people ask. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm just so tired. I'm sitting here watching TV, whatever I said. And she said something about asking me about drinking alone versus drinking with a friend. And I'm like, I don't want to drink alone because I don't like that as a practice, like to drink when you're by yourself. So I said I'd rather have a drink with a friend, and I've seen her since COVID, and I trust that she's safe with, wearing a mask and being responsible. So she came by and we sat outside, so limits, your exposure or your chance of having COVID if you're outside versus indoors. And we talked, and I made ground rules for her, and I said, don't say I'm sorry, and please don't use the C word. I'm like, I don't want the whole night to be talking about cancer. And meanwhile, I talk most of the time, and that's pretty much all I talked about. But whatever. I like that she was respectful of my wishes and asked me what I was comfortable with and not, about what I wanted to get out of the evening. She brought tiramisu, which I used to hate, but I like it now. And it was just a chill night. She's an easy person to get along with, and it was relaxing. A bizarre fun fact, which I think I mentioned yesterday too, but since I had COVID, I hardly ever get mosquito bites. And I used to get eaten alive all the time. I don't know even what that means. I just noticed that after COVID, anytime I go outside near dusk, I get eaten alive. And even the other day I was vlogging outside and it was around dusk and I could feel the bites, like the not tingling, but like when you feel something's on you, it's like I could feel the mosquitoes on me or whatever, and shoo them off, but nothing blew up. Usually you start itching them and then they get all big. That didn't happen. So it's a weird side effect I've had from having COVID, I guess in a positive way, that I might get mosquito bites, but they're not really itchy and I don't get a lot of them. I don't know what that means. But I feel a lot better after talking to the social worker, which I guess should happen after you speak to a social worker. And now I'm back in action-oriented things. So what she said to me that I want to focus on for this and have it be like a take-home is, she said, turn your worries into tasks. And at the beginning, when I was first diagnosed, it was like a task, and I was like rolling them out. And then as more things happen and you learn more and digest more, it becomes more emotional, which you've seen those moments. And she said, anytime a worry pops into your head, like, it's okay that it's there. Acknowledge that it's there. It's going to turn into an emotion and then turn it into a task. Like, what do you need to do? Like, what is this emotion telling you that you need to do? I'm scared because of something. Okay, what action can you take to make you empowered so that you aren't in the unknown and can help yourself to get out of that space? So that helped a lot. So this weekend, my goal is to buy some stuff, to order some stuff and have it come in. Got the carpeting taken care of. I need to get better with my sleep, which that's going to be my focus this week, is getting back on a schedule of, when I'm going to sleep and making my room into an environment that I can do that and sleep well. Other tasks. Oh, tomorrow, which will be in a little while because it's almost midnight. Tomorrow, I'm going to put together a list of the people, like I reached out on Facebook and through my church and, told them that I have breast cancer. I almost said COVID, because the last time I reached out to church for help with meals, I needed help because I was in isolation from COVID. Well, it's been some year. My man and my wow almost came out at the same time, but it's been some year. So I need to pull together a list to send to the COO, Chief Operating Officer of Gen Incorporated right now, and so I can get like Sign Up Geniuses and things up, or not me, they can help me with, pull up Sign Up Geniuses and things for help with rides and food and groceries, errands, whatever it is that I need. So that's my action for tomorrow, is to get that list together. I have groceries. I have ample pastries. I do not need to have unrelated lab work done because I have a physical. That should be interesting how that pans out. To look at me like from head to toe. So yeah, well, I was, I did have wine and I got beer the other day. I'm not a big drinker and I knew that wouldn't really last. People in my family on my father's side would be amused. I bought a bottle of Cutty Sark because it reminded me of my uncle when he passed. We met at my cousin's house. He's not really my biological. He's like a second cousin, or what is my father's cousin's husband. We sat around at the house after the funeral and drank Cutty Sark because that was his favorite scotch, and it was a fun time. So when I see the bottle, I think of him, and he was definitely a badass. My aunt, his wife, had cancer a lot in different places, And she didn't die from cancer. She was also a badass. And I need to channel that energy, you know, to fight this. So I have the bottle there. I mean, yeah, it tastes good, even though it's like 1970s scotch. I feel like when I went in the liquor store and I said, do you have Cutty Sark? And he's like, what's that? The guy was like in his 20s or something. And I'm like, it's got the sailboat on front, or the clipper ship, whatever it is. And he had no idea what I was talking about. And then when I found it, I was like, that's what this is. He's like, oh, never heard of it. I feel like if, you know, you're older, you know what Cutty Sark is. But I haven't opened it. It's just kind of there as a reminder. I'm mostly a reminder of my uncle that, like, you know, don't take crap and own your body and own your life. And, yeah, don't let things get the best of you, even when they seem sucky. Yeah. So I'm going to stop because I'm obviously like super tired. Excited to get my hair cut tomorrow. And, yeah, so my moral there is for today is turn the worries into tasks. Not even just about this, about anything. Something that you're worried about. And they say that worrying is, or maybe it's anxiety. Something about like being afraid of a future that you don't even know what's happened yet. You know, why are you worrying about something that hasn't even happened and couldn't even be a reality? And that's basically what anxiety is. So taking control of that, and turning that into tasks of what do you need to do, what information do you need to know in order to get things done. So even though I'm super, super tired, today was overall a good day for me. So I only did one grateful thing, so I'll do 2 more. I feel like it's a task, but it is not a natural thing for me to go into gratefulness. I don't think I'm going to have chemo. My gut says that. And I will say I am, even though my hair has been back in ponytail so much for most of these vlogs, I'm very grateful for my hair because it's falling well right now. It's super long right now. I have really good hair. Like when it's back like this, of course it's not. You can see all my attempts at coloring my own hair and like my 3 shades of brown on the top of my head mixed with the gray. But I'm grateful for my hair and my playfulness with my hair because, you know, in the event I do need to do chemo, which again, my gut says that I won't. But like I've always wanted blue hair and I'm like, okay, well, I can get a blue wig. That'll be fun, you know, to play around. So that'll be my second gratefulness. My third gratefulness today, I feel like I shouldn't have to think too hard about this, but, oh, this reminds me to yesterday. I ordered new glasses yesterday. The glasses I have are fine, but they're just distance and I need, multifocals. I've had them since I was like 23. My vision's awful. So, I'm grateful that I've gotten to a point in my life where I don't mind speaking up and, asking for things that I want. So when I was picking out the glasses yesterday, I don't have great fashion sense at all. I'm not being self-deprecating. It's just true. I don't know what looks good and what doesn't. Well, I shouldn't say that. I know what doesn't look good. I don't really know what does look good if I try something on, including glasses. So I must have tried on literally like 30 pairs of glasses. And the second one I tried on was the one that I just kept coming back to all the time. But I was toying between 2 of them, and one had like purple on the bottom, which is not typically what I would ever wear. But it was weirdly flattering on my face. And they said because of COVID, you need to wear your mask while you're at the optical place. You can't take your mask off. So it's hard to know what you're really going to look like because you have a mask on and the mask fogs up the glasses. So they allow you to take a couple of pairs into the restroom and try them on there. Look at yourself in that mirror because you can take your mask off, you know, once you're not in their office anymore. So I did that, and I'm going back and forth and back and forth, and I'm like, I don't know, whatever. And then someone went to use the bathroom, and I've gotten to the point in life where I'm like, you know what? I don't know how I look with these on, so I'm waiting for her to finish peeing. And then she comes out, and I asked her, I said, do you mind telling me, like, which of these two pairs of glasses you like? Maybe this is why there's such a long line for the bathroom, for the girls' bathrooms, because they stop and have conversations like this in the bathroom. I don't know. And I don't even remember which one she said. I'm pretty sure it was the ones the blue ones, not the purple ones. And then when I went back into the optical shop, I couldn't still decide, and it was like 5 o'clock, they were closing up, and I asked the two receptionists that were there what they thought, and they all also said the blue ones, and I'm like, okay, there we go. They're not like bright blue, they're cool. They've got like that turtley shell color, which is brown, this is a style I've had since I started wearing sunglasses ever. Like a cool midnight blue on the side, which is my favorite Crayola crayon color. So I'm grateful that I, have the balls, for lack of a classier term, to go up to people and just ask them in the bathroom what they think about glasses to a complete stranger with my mask off. I did keep my distance. You don't have to be that close to tell or to see. So proud of that for me, and grateful that I've acquired that skill. And I encourage you to do the same thing, to just be open and speaking and not be afraid to say things, because you shouldn't have to wait till you're like 40-some to realize that you can just speak what's on your mind, and ask questions and do bold things. It's very freeing. All right, I need water. I'm coughing because I have not been drinking enough water, so I have to go back to doing that. Last thing I want is another kidney stone. So we'll see you tomorrow. Tune in tomorrow, because I'll have new hair, and I'll have makeup on, and I'll be dressed in something that like is not, sweats and regular t-shirt. So, yeah, it'll be super exciting. So make sure you tune in tomorrow. Good night, everyone. Good morning, whatever it is. Have an awesome day. Toodles.